Welcome, Soul Tribe. What have men now realized about you?
Or what does a particular man you have in mind now realize about you?
Hi, my name's Diana, here at the Magical Mermaids Tarot channel, and before you are 4 piles to choose from. Pile 1 is from the Ask the Witch Tarot, and the associated object is this Porphyritic basalt rock, which is a type of igneous rock. Pile 2 is from the Modern Witch Tarot, and the associated object is this Australian zebra jasper stone. Pile 3 is from the Neoteric Feminine Tarot, and the associated object is this Hematite stone, shiny and metallic. Pile 4 is from the Nicolette Ceccoli Tarot, and the associated object is this Amethyst stone. Please choose the pile that you feel most attracted to. You may feel most attracted to a particular stone, then in that case you choose the number assigned to that pile, or you may feel the most attracted to a certain card backing, then you choose the pile that number is associated with, okay? Something I'd like to recommend is if you have multiple men in your mind, you may assign a pile to each man that you're thinking of, okay? So for instance, if you have an ex that you're wondering about, you may assign that ex to pile 3. If you're currently dating someone, then you may assign that pile to pile 1, for example, right? Just follow your intuition though, okay? Do what your intuition calls you to do. Or if you know the zodiac signs of these men, you may assign a pile to each man based on their zodiac sign.
Or you can choose one based on your zodiac sign. Just follow your intuition.
So let me go ahead and add those zodiac signs right now to each pile. Be right back. Pile 1 is associated with the zodiac signs of Scorpio, Cancer, and Gemini. Pile 2 is associated with the zodiac signs of Sagittarius, Virgo, and Leo. Pile 3 is associated with the zodiac signs of Capricorn, Taurus, and Aquarius. While Pile 4 is associated with the zodiac signs of Aries, Pisces, and Libra. Please take your time, pause if you have to, make your choice or choices, and I will see you at your reading or readings. Welcome to your reading, pile 1. Let's move your number over to the left. And you chose this beautiful Porphyritic basalt. You chose this beautiful stone. Let's set that over to the side. You may or may not have chosen Scorpio, Cancer, or Gemini. Okay, great. Okay, so men have realized that you're like Teflon. You're like Teflon, pile 1. Okay, you are stable, you are formidable, and you are powerful. Okay, they've not realized, this person has not realized that you prefer to keep things formal. You're a very serious individual. You don't play, okay? Where it seems like you, when it comes to what you don't know, okay? That's what they realize about you. If you don't know what's going on exactly, you're still powerful. Even when you're in the blind about something, you're still powerful. Okay, even when you're confused about, maybe they're trying to play games with you, or you just don't fully understand the situation, or if things seem unstable, you're still powerful. Okay, that your power maintains no matter what you're going through. what they have realized about you is that you are maintaining success in your career, maintaining success in money dealings, despite any sort of like any kind of like negative or evil patterns that try to take hold in your life. Okay, you're very powerful when it comes to money, and you are protected. Okay, you're protected. You protect yourself well. They've realized that there are people behind you that are protecting you. That you're protected by supernatural forces, by spirit, or by someone in your life, or you have friends or family that stand solidly behind you, that you are protected. They realize that you're very strong when it comes to money, resources, finances, success. You're very successful, that you're strong when it comes to growth. You're always growing, and that you're always healing emotionally. So if anything happened to hurt you, maybe they hurt you or something hurt you, you have the power to heal and bounce back. Okay. They're realizing now that if something had happened to cause you to be uncertain, that you're standing strong despite that. Okay, you're standing strong despite any shenanigans. Now, if nothing has happened, then what they've now realized about you is that you're just successful. Period. You're healthy. They are also now realizing that you might be in touch with Mother Earth, that you might be one of those people that you have a green thumb. You know how to deal with plants, the earth, your earth. You know how to deal with the earth. You're not afraid to get in there. Okay, get your hands into something, get involved. They've realized now that you're very fertile. You know that statement, give a woman there's that statement, whatever you give a woman, she will make greater. Or whatever you give this person, she'll make. You may be a male or female, doesn't really matter. Okay, pile one, this energy still applies to you. Okay, but it goes like this: whatever you give a woman, she will make greater. If you give her sperm, she'll give you a baby. Like basically, if they slept with you, you gave them a baby. Okay, that's what they're realizing about you. You're the type to make them a father or make them a parent. If they gave you a house, you turn it into a home. If they gave you groceries, you made a meal out of it. Okay, if they gave you a smile, you gave them your heart. And if you multiply and enlarge whatever is given to you, despite how it's a mystery to them. You are a mystery to them, Power One. You're a mystery. They don't quite know how it is that you're doing this, how it is that you're pulling this off. They don't quite know. Okay, let's take a look at your first tarot card. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so Power One, they realize now that you're very hardworking. Yeah, they realize that you're very hardworking, that you take things seriously, Power One. You take things seriously. You are very efficient. Whatever you have. Remember what we just talked about, that poem. They give you something and you know how to make it work. You know how to turn it into something amazing. Okay. You can take some ingredients and make this amazing meal out of it. And they're like, what? How? It's magic. You're magic. Power One. Okay, you're so efficient, you appear magical to this man or men. You're also very responsible. They feel that you can be trusted to take care of something. Whatever was left with you, or whatever you had in your possession, when they come back, it's still in your possession. You hold on to things. You take good care of yourself, your body. You take good care of your skin. You protect your skin from the UV rays. You're methodical. You're consistent. You're consistent. They also feel that you're very beautiful, Power One. This is what they realize about you, is that you take good care of yourself, and this is what is linked to your beauty and the sustainability of your beauty, is that you're just gorgeous, Power One. You're gorgeous. Okay, because of how you take good care of yourself. It shows. The proof is in the pudding. If you have great skin, for example, it's not just because your mama gave you good skin. It's also because you take good care of your skin. You give yourself facials. You use the right creams. You make sure you wear a hat when you go out. You may be really good with animals. Something they're realizing about you. You're really good with nature. Maybe you have plants in your apartment, or you garden, or they realize about you that you like to just simply be outside in nature. You love it. You enjoy it. Okay, let's get more information and we'll put it all together as we go along. We have the Magician. Yeah, part one, I feel like what men have realized about you, what this man has realized about you, is that you are capable of accomplishing anything you set your mind to. You create things. You're a creator. Okay? You're a creatrix. You have great mastery over yourself and your situation. You are able to tame, yes, you're able to tame powerful creatures. So you may have a powerful friend, or maybe you've tamed this person, this man, and they're realizing about you that you got them to behave when others couldn't do that with them. Okay? They behave around you compared to other women or other people. Okay? They don't act all out of sorts. They don't act out of place. They're not, you got them to stop hurting you. Okay? That's a message for a few of you. They're realizing now that you have manifested exactly what it is that you want around you. Okay? And it's like you summoned from above. Maybe you summoned them. Maybe they feel like you're really good at summoning the people you want, or summoning what you want into your life. And this may include them. They feel that you keep your eye on the situation. You keep your eye on situations. You don't let things get away from you. You're very focused. They also feel that you have willpower like no other. Like you're able to put in, when you set your mind to something, power one, they feel that you just stay focused until that thing is done, until that thing is accomplished. That this is your MO. This is how you operate. This is your modus operandi. Okay? This is how you operate. Your modus operandum, or your mode of operation, is that you stay focused and you manifest thing after person after thing after situation into your life as needed, when you need it. Wow. They view you as very powerful, power one. This is what they realize about you, is that you're very powerful. You know how to hold on to material things, and you know how to manifest material things. You may also know, they also realize that you know how to manifest a good job for yourself, or a good career. You're very thorough. You're very methodical. You miss nothing, power one. Wow. It's very complimentary. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at what else is coming through. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So, power one, I feel like this person feels that you have manifested money into your life. You've manifested wealth, opulence, luxury into your life. You know how to make things very comfortable for yourself and for others. So for instance, you may have an apartment or a house that you manifested for yourself, and the place looks amazing. Okay? Or you have just your behavior, your personality is one that's a very good nurturer. You're a very good nurturer, power one. You know how to create a very comfortable situation for yourself and others. Things bloom, things blossom around you, power one. Okay? That's what they think of you. They realize now that whatever they put around you is going to blossom. Whatever you have around you is going to do well. It's going to thrive. It's going to be well maintained. It's going to be well taken care of. This is the way you operate. You're very secure. Your life is very secure. Everything's in order. And you're also very practical. Okay? You focus on the practical details of a situation, of any given situation. You're not the type, power one, to be like, oh, you've thought of everything. For instance, maybe y'all are getting ready to go to an event that was planned weeks ahead, and on their way over, they're like, oh my gosh, maybe it's a polo match or something, and you're playing with your friends, and you guys are, en route, and they're like, oh my gosh, I forgot my shorts, my tennis shorts or my polo shorts. I packed an extra pair in my bag, my little bag back there. And they're like, what? Like men's? And you're like, yeah, I just thought maybe just in case. You're just very thoughtful, Pawan. They realize now that you're very thoughtful. You're a great, I wouldn't say a caretaker. It's more like you're just very efficient in everything you do. You think of backups, you think of worst case scenarios, and you're ready for whatever could go wrong. You're smart, you have vision, you look ahead, you see what's coming, you're prepared. It's like you think of everything, Pawan. This is what they're realizing about you, is that you're an asset. You're someone powerful to have around. We have the 9 of Wands. So what they're realizing about you, Pawan, is that you've been through things. You have, you persist. You have endurance too. That's what I'm getting to. They feel that you're very enduring. You have willpower, like we said earlier, and that you last through. You outlast others, at least. Okay, you outlast others. You also are very careful. Okay, so I feel like something has happened with you. Perhaps you were attacked in the past, or you've had to deal with certain challenging circumstances, and now you're very careful because you're not going to let whatever happened in the past happen again. They may view you as being on the defensive side, like maybe you're prepared, maybe something happened between you and them, and you are now aware of how they are or how the situation is. And for example, maybe they used to not pick you up on time or something, or maybe they forgot appointments, or I don't know. I'm not saying that this is exactly the situation, it's just an example. And because of what happened in the past, you notice they forget stuff. You made sure to have backup arrangements for yourself, and they're now realizing this about you. Okay, they're realizing, Paul, one, that if they want to be useful to you, if they want to be valuable to you, they had better come correct in a major way. Okay, in a major way. That you're well beyond basic, Pawan, well beyond. That's your natural inclination. Plus, life has also taught you, and you've been through certain experiences, and so you're doubly prepared. You're already a prepared type of person, and then life taught you all the different ways things could go wrong, and it's like you're ready even for those things. Okay, you're persistent, you're enduring, and you got your guard up. Okay, you're ready for anything that could go wrong, or anything that might try to discombobulate your stuff. You're like, no, I'm not letting that happen again. This is what they realize about you. If they've messed up on you once, twice, in a certain type of way in the past, it's like not only are you not gonna let it happen to yourself, but it's like you're prepared. You're prepared. So what they're realizing about you is that either you're not going to let them hurt you in that way again, or that if they've messed up in some type of way, that you now view them as someone who's capable of doing this, and you're going to get treated in a certain type of way as a result. Yeah, so I feel like what they've realized about you now is that you're prepared in life in the eventuality of things going wrong, whether it's the externals, maybe the weather, or you may have really good insurance. You are just prepared. Okay, and you've learned a lot, Pal 1. You've learned a lot about these people, about life, and you're experienced. Okay, so I feel like another thing I'm getting here is that Pal 1 is that what they've realized about you is that you're incredibly self-sufficient, and that they cannot get anything over on you. Okay, they cannot get anything over on you. You may have been through some dark times, either in life or with them, but you've learned, and you've learned how to protect your finances. You've learned how to protect your job, your career. You've learned you remain strong. You even have a protective force around you. That's what I keep getting, like a protective person or protective family. It could be your anima or your animus, your energy. You may have a protective spiritual entities, like your spirit guides, are protecting you. You are protected. That's what the wands represent, a wall of protection. Okay. You may be protected by your experience in life too, because of your knowledge of what can happen, what can go wrong. And so you're smart, you've wised up. Okay, let's move on to your next card. We're getting the Four of Cups. Yeah, you want for nothing, Pile 1. That's what they're realizing about you. You don't need them, you don't need anyone, you don't need anything extra. Maybe what it is that you have them and you don't need or want anyone else. Or it could be that the way they view you, Pile 1, what they realize about you is that you don't need anything in life. They may try to offer you things, but if they want to get your attention, they have to offer you something major. Pile 1, it's like, for them to stand out in your world, they'd have to do way better than you, and that's kind of hard to top, is what I'm getting. And I'm not talking you have to be a millionaire or all this. It's just, the quality of person you are, the type quality of life that you live. Okay. They also feel, Part 1, that you don't eat a lot. You're picky. You're not a big eater, and I'm not talking about like your size. You're not a slob, Part 1. You're not always eating constantly. Your appetite is reasonable. When you're full, you're full. And this could also be symbolic. They feel that you're not greedy. You're not trying to get more out of them than you need. They also feel, for some of y'all, they feel that you're apathetic. You're not interested in them. Maybe you prefer to wall them out and keep them out too. That's for some of you. Okay. Just take it as it resonates and leave the rest for others. Okay. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Yeah, they feel that you've disconnected from them. You don't feel a strong sense of emotional connection with them. You're disinterested, or you're not interested in them, or you're not interested in something. Okay, or whatever it is that they're offering. They got the Queen of Swords. Okay, yeah. So they're realizing about you, Power 1, that you don't tolerate nonsense. That if they come across as unnecessary, if they come across as not bringing you any type of benefit, if they come across as trying to mess with what you got going on, then you do away with them. You want nothing to do with it. You want nothing to do with them. You separate yourself from them. For some of y'all, this could be a divorce or a separation or a breakup. Perhaps this is an ex of yours, someone you've cut out of your life, and they view you this way. They view you as self-sufficient. You've learned from life. You've learned to keep out the riffraff. What they've realized about you now is that you're very complex, very perceptive. You understand what's happening, and you don't want, if it's shenanigans, if it's BS, you are very aware that that is exactly what it is, and that you do not want that in your life. Okay, you don't want it in your life. And this is what they realized about you, is that you are the queen of your domain. Okay, or the king of your domain. Okay, I imagine there might be a few males watching. So what it is, Power 1, is that they now realize that you're aware of what's happening. You've seen through the BS. You see them for what they are. You've seen life for what it is. Okay, it could be that your man has now realized about you that you're very intelligent. You've been through stuff in life. You now are done with certain people coming at you, trying to offer you something, because you now see through their games and see what's going on with them, and you want nothing more to do with these people, or you want nothing more to do with this situation. Okay, you want nothing more to do with it, and you've spoken your truth about it. They also feel that you're very good about speaking your truth. You say what it is. You call it out. You're like, nope, that's not good enough. Nope, that was a problem. Nope, I don't want anything to do with it. Nope, you're truthful. You've spoken your truth, and you live your truth as well. That's very important. Okay, you live your truth. You're not a pretender. You're not trying to act like something is different when it's not. You're not playing any games, Pile 1. You're very serious. I got very formal energy right out the gate with a psychic reading. Very formal, very serious, okay? All right, let's go ahead and move on to your oracle cards. We have Curiosity. So, Pile 1, what they've not realized about you, that if you ever showed any interest, it wasn't because you were all in and you were all like, enthralled and deeply in love or something like this. So you were just curious. You just wanted information, like the Queen of Swords here. Very smart. You're looking for data. You're looking for, you want to know, you are curious about them, or you're curious about your job or your career. You're curious about something or someone, maybe them. And that's all it is. Whenever your gaze falls upon them, okay, whenever your attention comes their way, you're giving attention. It's to get information, okay? It's to understand better. It's not necessarily because you fall in hook, line, and sinker and all this, okay, and that you're all like caught up or addicted or something. No, it's just you're curious and you're gathering information, and that's all it is, okay? They also feel that you have very beautiful eyes. That's what they realize about you now, is that when you're looking at them, when those beautiful eyes of yours are looking at them, it's to gather information. They kind of fell for an illusion. They thought you were just a pretty woman gazing. They realize now that those eyes are very intelligent. Those eyes are gathering data. Those eyes are very observant. Those eyes are learning. Those eyes are collecting information, okay? We have Gnosis. Oops. Wow, this is... Oh, yeah, Gnosis, okay? This is 75, Gnosis. Roman numeral 75, LXXV. Gnosis, that's about knowledge, isn't it? Let's look at the little booklet that comes with this deck, shall we? Number 75. Yeah, knowing, knowledge, exactly. Gnosis. Innermost knowing, mystic truths. Contemplating the mystery, unanswerable questions. Okay. Yeah, exactly. You're a thinker. Pile 1. This is what they realized about you. You are very intellectual and very cerebral. Okay, actually. Very intelligent. Very intelligent. We got the Queen of Swords. You got Curiosity. We got Gnosis. I mean, come on. They're now realizing that, you're always processing. You're always thinking. You're not one of those, you're not airheaded and like, being fooled by whatever is in front of you. You are thinking of things on a deep level. Okay? You're thinking of things on a deep level. It says here, Gnosis points to the deep and timeless archetypal wisdom that rises from the felt experience of having touched the unknown with every one of the senses. Okay, and they realize now that the whole time you were with them, or the whole time you were interacting with them, okay, you are gathering information. There is there is a point to you. Okay, you're significant, Pile 1. Okay, you're thorough. You pay attention. You learn. And you may be very educated. This is what they're realizing now about you, that your education didn't go to waste. That you are actually very good at gathering data, analyzing it, and coming up with some sort of understanding of the situation that's usually very accurate. I'm seeing a bird flying, so they feel that you have done a 360 and you surveil the whole situation. And you are maybe they're realizing now this is why you're so good at your job, but they're realizing also that you've surveyed the whole situation. You've gotten that from the aerial view, from up, down, the side, like you're very observant, and you have used the information you have in life in general too, to manifest a good life for yourself. Okay, we have the caregiver. Okay, so they may realize that your focus is, if you're a mother, is your child. Your focus is you're not man hungry or you're partner hungry. You're about, maybe if you have a child, you're about raising that child. You're about giving that child the best life, the best experience, the best nurturing that you can. That is your priority. It says here, care is an act of resistance. Your love creates ripples of strength. You see, care is an act of resistance. You resist them, or you resist the shenanigans and BS in life by focusing on what is important to you and caring for it. Okay? They're realizing now that maybe you work in the medical industry. That's possible. That you just take that with a grain of salt. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Leave the rest for others. They're also realizing that whatever you decide is important to you, including them, if you as a man you become important, if they become important to you, then you will care greatly for them. Or maybe when you're dating, or when you're in a relationship with them, or maybe you are currently in a relationship with this man, you're very caring. That's what they're realizing about you. You pay attention to details. You're very attentive. You're very nurturing. You take care. You help them with their health. This is what they're realizing about you, that you're invaluable, Power 1. You're valuable to whoever you care the most about. Whether it's their children, your children together, okay? Maybe they're your baby daddy or your husband and you guys have children together. They're realizing that, you care about the children in your life. You care about the animals in your life. You take great care of those around you, okay? They may also feel like the way you resist them is by, to tune them out and focus on the young and the vulnerable first. This is how you resist them. Not that you don't genuinely care. Of course you genuinely care. But it's the way you sustain yourself is by, this is how you do you, is you focus on those things that require care and attention, and you steady pour onto these things, and anything else is secondary. Anything else gets the scraps, okay? Or anything else gets ignored. Okay. Next we have inadequacy. Okay, so what they're realizing about you, Power 1, is that you make them feel inadequate. Yeah. Also, they feel that they've been trying to get your attention, trying to put things in your face, offering you things, and you don't care. You're apathetic, Power 1. Perhaps you're having a full life, focus on your career, or focus on your child, or focus on what's important to you, focused on keeping yourself safe from that which tries to discombobulate your life, your choice, your decisions, is making them feel ignored. It makes them feel inadequate. The fact that you're so absorbed by these things, you don't have any energy left for them, really. Yikes. And it makes them feel unwanted. It makes them feel ignored, like they can't be a part of your life. They have to figure something else out in order to be a part of your life, because whatever they're doing, it's not working. It's not standing out to you as what's important. They've become irrelevant. They become noise. Okay? Wow. Okay, let's move on to your next card. We have Treasure Dragon. Wow, beautiful energy. Power 1, they view you as very powerful. Very powerful. Okay? They want your attention. They want your attention. And they're realizing that if they want your attention, they better come correct or not at all. Because you got really big fish to fry. Really big fish to fry. Very important things. They are realizing now that you're a treasure of a person. You're a treasure. And if they want to get your attention, or if they want to be part of your world, they need to find a way to matter to you. Okay? And I don't know if they're going to be able to figure it out. It looks like everything they've been trying is not working. But they either matter to you and do not get in the way of what you're trying to accomplish. That's not going to be it. If they do that, they're going to become more and more unnecessary to you. More and more what they should be keeping out. What you should be keeping out of your life. Okay? And they're realizing this about you. That if they want your attention, if they want your gaze, it better be important and they better come correct. They better be doing things correctly. Because you're very important. You're a treasure of a person. And Power 1, I feel like they don't want to lose you. They want you. They want you. They want you badly, desperately. Because you're so powerful. They want a powerful creature like you in their lives. They don't want to lose your attention. They want your focus on them. But they're realizing that they are insignificant compared to you. I don't mean that to kind of devalue them, but they're feeling insignificant. That's what they're realizing about you, is that what they bring to the table is insignificant compared to what you're doing with your life, compared to what you are focusing to care about, what you're focusing your attention on. They're realizing that all these things are more worthy than they are, and that they have not come correct. They have not come correct. This is what they're realizing about you. And because of that, you've learned to keep up your guard and keep them out. That's possible message coming through. Take it as it resonates. Leave the rest for others. We got 50, Angel of Strength. Perhaps they're also feeling like maybe if they're in your life, they're realizing that they have a treasure in you, and that if they ever want to come to you with anything, it better be very important. That you have very big fish to fry. Okay? We have the Angel of Strength. Exactly. You're powerful. You're a powerful creature. Power 1. This is what they now realize about you. That you either need to be doing the work you're doing with you, alongside you, to get your attention, or get out of their way, or be protecting them while they do what they need to do. Okay? Or be protecting you while you do what you need to do, is what I meant to say. Okay? They either need to be protecting you while you're doing what you need to do, or be protecting what they're caring about, what they're working on, or they cease to be important to you. It's either that or nothing. It's what they're realizing about you. Pile 1. Okay, let's move on to your next card. We're getting the Navigator. Okay, I will take control of my own destiny. Pile 1, they feel that you are on a mission. You have vision. You already know what you're supposed to be doing. You're not looking to them for purpose. You're not looking for them to validate what it is that you're focusing on. Okay? They are now realizing that you're not male-centered. That's what I was going to say, Power 1. You're not male-centered at all. You're self-centered in a good way. You have a certain destiny, a certain calling for some of y'all, and you're focused on doing this. You may have a career. Maybe you're becoming a doctor, or you're a manager, or you do something that's very important to you. You're working on a project that's very important to you that's going to help the world, or that's going to help improve the world. You have a vision, okay? You have very strong animus. And they are realizing now that you're very focused when it comes to this thing. And if they're going to try to get your attention, it needs to be, because they need to make themselves valuable to you. They need to make themselves, don't waste Power 1's time. That's what they're realizing. Don't waste Power 1's time with games. Don't waste Power 1's time with stuff that's not serious. Okay? Don't waste Power 1's time with head games. Don't waste Power 1's time with a scam. Don't waste Power 1's time, if you're just playing around, you're not being serious. Don't waste Power 1's time if you are trying to challenge or cause obstacles or get in the way. Get out of the way. either align with Power 1 on what that's you, Power 1. If what you're trying to accomplish, this is what they're realizing about you, is they're realizing they need to align with you or get out of your way. You're not going to tolerate it. You have no space for that which wants to detract from what you're trying to accomplish, or that which wants to discombobulate your shit or pull you down. You have no space for it. Okay? Wow. The message received, right, guys? Message is clear for them. We got to begin again. So for some of y'all, Power One, I feel like you may have moved on from this man. You turned your back on this man and moved on with your life. And they feel like all they've been seeing these days is your back. All they've been seeing is your back. That you have moved on and you're starting a new life for yourself. That's about you. That's about your values. That's about what you care about. You're fine doing without them. You've learned. You've assessed the situation. And you've learned that this man is not about you. Or this man has noticed that you're quick to turn your back on what does not make sense for you. You're quick to turn your back and move on. You're not hanging around. You're not a hanger-on. You're not trying to find meaning with them still, trying to figure it out. You've moved on and you've already figured it out and you've moved on. You've used your deep knowledge to manifest a new life for yourself. You have a plan. You have a destiny. You have a calling. And if they don't fit in that plan, you move on. Sitting there, you're not male-centered. You're not them-centered. You're not man-centered. You're destiny-centered. You're self-focused. You're about, higher principles, higher values, like a child, for instance. Okay, you're about that child. Wow. Next, we have light the darkness. Oh my God, Power One, they're realizing that you don't stay ignorant. You don't stay ignorant. You bring light. You cast light upon dark situations that you don't understand. Okay, so Power One, I feel like this person, what they realize about you is that you're always on their mind. They're always thinking about you because you walked away, because you chose to distance yourself from that which is not in line with them, that is of no benefit to you. Okay, because you chose to walk away from that which is not in line with you and has no benefit to you. They think about you a lot. You're stuff of fantasy for them, Power One. They dream of you. They view you as a creature of light and magic, and this weighs on them. It makes them feel like they're crusty, dusty, musty. I don't know what to say, okay? But they just feel crotchety and old. Like you are the creature of light. You are the one who has that light magic energy that gives youth forever, youthfulness, okay? And that they are aging because they're not in line with you. For some reason, they feel like what you choose to believe in, the path you choose to take, is one that fills you with life and keeps you young. Keeps you young at heart, gives you young energy, and they feel like you make them feel like they're stuck. You make them feel like they're not evolving. Okay, that's what they're realizing about you, Power One, is that you are a creature of light, and you're in their head 24. You're in their head rent free. Power One. That's what they're realizing about you, is that they think about you a lot because of what you stand for, what you represent, and just something about your energy is very light to them. So even though you're serious, you stay focused. It is the virtue in your life. It's your accomplishments that makes you light, actually. They realize now that you're living your best life. You're living a life that fills you with vitality and love and joy. And, it's like, I'm not saying you're holding it over their heads, but they're realizing that you're better than them because of this. Okay? You're better than them. Next, we're getting poet. Light attribute expresses soul insights in symbolic language. Shadow attribute turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. So again, I'm getting this energy, Power One, from this man, okay, or men in general, that you are the type to you're about certain higher principles, higher ideas. You have a vision. You have a calling that's near and dear to your heart. It's near and dear to your soul. And you are very good about, you focus on this, really. You focus on this strictly, almost, okay? And that's why you don't have time. What's important to you, like for instance, I'll say, for example, maybe you have a pet adoption company, a pet adoption that you do, okay, like a pet adoption service, because you care deeply about animals, and your focus is to make sure that these animals are well taken care of, that they end up in good homes, that they're taken off the street, that they don't get hurt, that they're cared for. And it's your destiny, it's your calling. And I feel like they keep trying to sort of, I don't want to say they want to distract you from this, but whenever they've come at you with anything, and it's not on that level, if they're not trying to protect what you're doing, protect you while you do what you do, it's not interesting to you, okay? It's of no value, it's of no benefit. And they're realizing this about you, that your heart is already expressing the poetry, its own symbolic language. It's already doing so, and it doesn't need them, okay? You're not one of those who's looking for a man to define you. No, you're not looking for those. You're not one of those who's looking for a man be like, oh my gosh, I found love. Now my heart can sing. Now I've got all this poetry of love in my heart. You are not waiting for them to find that. You already have that. Okay? That's what they're realizing about you, pile 1. So we have the healer. Oh my gosh, pile 1. I feel like they view you as a healer. You may be a medical professional, pile 1, or you may be like an LVN, CNA, RN, BSN, nurse practitioner, a doctor, or you may be a massage therapist, or you may work in the medical industry some type of way. That's specific. Just take what resonates, leave the rest for others. Or you may just be like a psychotherapist or a clinician or something. Bottom line, you care for others. You're a healing soul, pile 1. You may care for other animals. You may care for the young, the vulnerable. You're a healing soul. And they're realizing this about you. They're realizing also that you're in great health. That you watch what you put in your mouth. You stay healthy. And it's not about not eating. It's really maybe, yeah, there are times you don't eat because it's not good for you, or there are times that you are very careful to eat only healthy things, like you eat mushrooms or eat salads, or you eat fruits, and make sure to get all this processed junk food out of your life. In the meantime, they're eating junk food and it's aging them, and you're looking young forever and staying young forever because of what you choose to put into your body. You prioritize your health too. That's another message. Is what they're realizing about you, is that you're not about whatever they're doing. You're about what you're doing. And it's nature. It's the love of the vulnerable and children. It's the love of your health. It's the love of your career. This is what they're realizing about you. Okay? You're a virtuous and principled creature. Next, we're getting it girl. Ooh, you're the it girl, pile 1. Congrats on the feature, babe. All eyes on you. Pile 1, they feel that you're getting all the adoration, all the adoration and adulation. You're getting all the kudos given to you. You're celebrated, pile 1. You're venerated. Okay? You're venerated. You're already on a pedestal. People value you. People already, they feel, they value you, they celebrate you, they venerate you. Wherever you go, you are viewed as the it girl. Okay? They're realizing about you that you're very pretty, you're very adored, you're celebrated. You have people on your, who are who've watched you rise, who've watched you succeed. You're doing very well on your own. Okay, you're doing very well on your own, pile 1. It's almost like you don't need them, right? They're realizing that you don't need them, pile 1. That you are a glowing creature of light, magic, success, all on your own. And that's what they're realizing about you. And that they cannot take away from this either by distracting you, and they cannot take away from this by not crediting you. It is clear it's all your own doing. It's all your own doing. It's because of the virtues you chose, because of the values you chose, because of the activities you chose. It's because of what you chose to focus on. And you're not necessarily about love with a man. You're not necessarily about that. That's what they're realizing, Pile 1. You're about these things that enrich you truly. And that you don't need them. Heck, you can heal yourself. You don't need them for anything. And that's what I'm seeing the cards for you, Pile 1. In answer to the question, what have men, or a man in particular, realized, or a certain man in particular, realized about you? Thank you so much for watching. If it resonated, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If it resonated, please drop me a comment in the comment section. I'd love to chat. Take good care of yourself, okay? And I'll catch up with you at the next one. Bye! Welcome to reading Pile 2. What have men, or a man in particular, now realized about you? What have men now realized about you? So Pile 2, I'm going to move your number over to the left. You chose this beautiful stone. I'm going to move that over here. You may or may not have chosen Sagittarius, Virgo, or Leo. Okay, so let's do a vibe check on you, Pile 2. So, Pile 2, what men have realized about you is that you are pure, that you speak the truth, or you're speaking the truth about something, okay? You're focusing on what is purely right for you to be focusing on. You are maybe very spiritual. That's what they're realizing about you. That you're not about the material, you're not about these lower level things, you're not about low grade or petty things. You're about God, you're about truth, you're about healing. You may have very strong spirituality. That's what they're realizing about you, that it wasn't fake. This is a genuine path for you that you're taking. You truly do believe in spirit, connecting with the higher, or connecting with your higher self. They're also realizing that you are very wise, and that it is this wisdom, okay, that you have gained over time that has allowed you to be very calm in life, very forgiving of certain situations. They're realizing that you also are the type to communicate in very calm and healing ways, or perhaps you've changed this about yourself. That's possible. That you have upgraded your energy, okay? You're no longer dealing with lower vibrational type stuff. You're dealing with elevated things now. That's where your mind purely, they now understand. They're now getting that this is not a fake or put on by you. This is real. This is genuine. You really are a creature of light. That you really are wise. That you really are trying to keep things calm. That you cultivate energies of purity, truth, forgiveness, spiritual aspiration, and spiritual inspiration. They're starting to realize that you're about harmony, you're about calm, you're about keeping things calm. You don't want raucous in your life. You don't want drama. You truly, you're not just saying, oh, I don't want drama. Like, you act it. You live it. You live a calm, harmonious life. This is who you are. This is the vibe that you're giving them. This is how they're reading you. Okay, this is what they're realizing about you. That it's very important to you, so therefore you live your life this way. Could be an improvement based on what they've seen in you in the past. That's possible. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at your tarot card. The 7 of Wands. You're making a stand about something. They're realizing that you're standing your ground. There could have been some changes you made, and they're realizing that you're not going to be breaking anytime soon. Okay, you're not going to change it. You really do believe in this, and you're standing your ground. You're sticking to what you said. You're persevering. They're also realizing about you now that if anyone comes for you, or if they try to like attack you or challenge you, you're not going to be letting that you're standing up to their challenges. You're standing up to their challenges. They may have challenged you in the form of saying they doubt you, that you really are changed, but you've been proving that they're wrong. Okay, or they may be challenging you in your perspective and saying, whatever, you don't really believe that, or you're wrong about that. Okay, going against you, and you've been standing your ground and defending yourself adequately. They say, well, I don't believe you about this or that or the other. You're like, well, here's the evidence. The evidence is provided in my actions. The evidence is provided in how I'm living. Okay, so you are proving them wrong. That's another thing I'm getting out of this, pal. Too, they're realizing that they're wrong about you. They're realizing that you're not going to be toppled or knocked off your high horse. I'm sorry. Okay, it could be also that they're realizing now that maybe if you look down on them or judge them about something, and then their response was to be defensive and say, what, so pal too, you think you're perfect, you think you're great, you think you're better than me? Well, it turns out you really are better than them. Okay, they're realizing that you really are better than them. This is not, the proof is in the pudding. Okay, let's move on. We got the Queen of Pentacles. We got the Queen of Pentacles for pile 1 as well. Okay, so you may want to check that out. It's up to you. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So pile 2, it looks like they feel that you're standing your ground when it comes to what you choose to nurture, what you're choosing to cultivate. So it could be that it's your career. They're not going to be distracting you from your career. They're not going to be distracting you from your money. They're going to be distracting you from something you care very much about. Could be a child, could be the vulnerable, could be your finances, could be a business. Okay, so you may be dealing with multiple challenges or multiple distractions, but they're realizing that you're not going to allow these distractions to knock you off course or knock you off your game. That you're staying composed, you're staying classy, you're keeping it classy. Okay, they're also realizing that you're very well off, that you're abundant, you're prosperous, that you're secure in your life, that you're fancy, that you may be even bougie. Okay, this is what they're realizing about you, that you're not about low grade things, you're posh. Okay, you're refined. They're realizing that you do not want anyone lowering your standards. You don't want anyone humbling you or bringing you back down to earth. That your standards are your standards, and they are part of who you are. It's not a put on, it's not a fake. Okay, so what they're realizing about you, Ace of Pentacles, they're realizing that you are moneyed. Okay, they're realizing that you're prosperous and that you genuinely have a very valuable opportunity in hand. You don't play about that. You don't play. And that you're very valuable. They're realizing that you're a very valuable person, and part of how you maintain your values by standing your ground on certain topics, certain ideas, certain perspectives, certain values, certain activities. Okay, you don't let them or anything else knock you off course. You stand your ground, and thereby this sustains and maintains your value. You're very valuable. You may have money. That's what they're realizing about you too. Okay, Ace of Wands. Okay, now pile 2, they're also realizing that that this comes from you. Okay, they may have thought maybe this was given to you by someone, or that this was, I don't know, or this didn't really have anything to do with you. They can be more wrong, pile 2. This has a lot to do with you, and they're realizing this about you now. That you got this started for yourself somehow. Even if you got that offer, it's because you stimulated that offer out of someone. You stimulated it somehow. Okay, you may have been one of the best in your field, therefore you got a really good offer at your job, or you may have been one of the most beautiful women who was very driven and had solid qualities that a successful person might want in their life. So you got proposed to, or you got this business deal because you really are the best at what you do, or you started a business and therefore you were offered maybe investor money or something. You are the reason why you are successful. That's what they're realizing about you. They're also realizing about you, pile 2, that you turn them on. They're turned on by how you do your thing. They're turned on by your opulence, your bougie vibe. You smell good, you look good, your hair's done, you wear nice clothes, You're sexy. You create posh vibes all around you. You create creature comforts around you. Your house is nice. It's the kind of place that people walk in, they're like, oh man, can I just chill here for a bit? Man, I like this place. You see? So they're realizing that they're turned on by this in you. They're turned on by this qualities in you. Okay. Next, we're getting the World. Yeah, so pile 1 there, pile 2, sorry, I'm sorry if I said pile 1, I meant pile 2. Pile 2, they're realizing that you are accomplished. Okay, you're accomplished. You're no longer, you started something, but you finish it off splendidly. You're no longer in the beginning stages of something. You've successfully accomplished the beginning stages of something. It's already, that ship has sailed, honey. The ship of success, the ship of winning, the ship of doing well, the ship of wealth. It's in that is in full effect in your life at this point. It's not a dream or an idea or it's about to happen or whatever. It's already there. So they're realizing about you, or that you've already fully accomplished something in your life. You may be a business owner. They're realizing that you are fulfilled. You're fulfilled. You have harmony in your environment. You're self-contained. You have everything. Pile 2. Okay? You're good. Okay. Next, we got the Emperor. Okay, so they're realizing about you that you are very successful. You maintain and regulate yourself. You're real good. You're disciplined. Or you may already have a man in your life who's very successful, who's made you the queen of his domain. Okay, who is like honoring you, treating you well, giving you a nice home, bought you nice things because you are worthy. It's not because you're just some woman, no. You were chosen because you are cut above the rest. The person who chose you has a good chooser, has a good picker. Okay, so this could be an investor, this could be a boss, this could be a husband. They're realizing that you were chosen, okay, because you're really good at what you do. You are not basic. You're far beyond basic, pile 2. You have good ideas. You're very creative. You know how to put things together. Okay? You know how to handle multiple challenges. You don't get overwhelmed. You stay on top of your challenges. Your challenges don't stay on top of you. You stay on top of your challenges. Pile 2. This is what they're realizing about you. That you may be very successful in your field. You're very disciplined. You're very structured and organized. You're not a sloppy mess. You're the opposite. Pile 2. Okay, and I'm not talking about people who work in such a way, like Einstein, for instance. Okay, Einstein had a very messy office, right? But it is inarguable, okay, that he was one of the most successful thinkers of his time. Very accomplished. So I think also very neat. I think that they're realizing about you that your life is well put together. No matter what your working style is, your life is very well put together. You may have a very successful husband or boss, employer, investor who is funding this. Or you may be very successful yourself and own your own business. You're in charge of your life. No one tells you what to do. Okay, just take it as it resonates and leave the rest for others. Let's move into your first oracle card. We have Independence. Now we're getting strong message here on your independence. They're realizing, pile 2, that you're strong on your own. You're strong on your own. You don't need them. You don't need them like that. Okay? You're able to defend yourself from attackers. You're able to handle challenges on your own. You're formidable on your own. You don't need anyone. Okay? I'm getting Queen of Swords vibe from here. You speak your truth. You honor your truth. You're not compromising who you are for anyone or anything. Next, we got 27, Roman numeral Roman numeral XXVII27, the unseen. Pile 2, they feel that they're realizing now you got your eye on the ball. You see the Queen of Pentacles is staring at the Pentacles. You got your eye on the ball. Pile 2. You don't mess around. You're very focused. You're very focused. You know what you're doing. Okay? You know what you're doing. And you are... Let me look at the little booklet. Let's get some information here. We got number 27. Okay, that comes with these cards. This is the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. We have number 27. Let's see here. XXVII, we're close. Okay. So the unseen, the spirit, the ancestor, the eternal. Clairvoyant guidance, whispers of wisdom. They feel that you are intuitive. It's like you can see the unseen, right? They feel that you make good call, good judgments, and you're able to, your decisions end up well, because where everybody else is, trying to take a guess on certain decisions, you're like, I choose that one, and you're going from your gut. And your picker is on, pile 2. You choose well. That's what they're realizing about you. Whether you're choosing to get rid of someone, you made the right choice. Whether you're choosing to hold on to someone, you made the right choice. Whether you're choosing to go it alone and not mingle with anyone else, you made the right choice. Whether you're with someone, whoever you've chosen, that's the right choice. They feel you have a good intuition. You have good wisdom. It says here, the unseen is just as it sounds. We cannot see it, yet it sees us, watching and waiting with wisdom, both kind and instructive. We feel this presence, sense it, intuit it, see? You feel it, you sense it, you intuit it. And then doubt its existence, though it rallies our attention time and time again. So pile 2, what I'm getting also is that maybe you stop being a part of this person's life. It's possible. That's just for a few of you. And they know you're there, they know you're doing your thing, but it's possible they miss you. That's coming through for a few of you. We have the mosaic of lives. The mosaic of lives. Your life is a vibrant piece of the greater whole. Celebrate your uniqueness. They feel that you haven't sacrificed who you are. You honor your ancestors. You honor your roots. You honor who you are. You haven't betrayed your core self for this success. You're not traded in who you are to get this kind of success in your life, or to get your energy is not fake. It's not a put on. It's completely genuine. And it's very unique. And you have not sacrificed this uniqueness. You have not. In fact, they are realizing now that the way you express yourself is by celebrating your uniqueness. You celebrate it, you elevate it, you express it. You don't suppress it. No, it's worn as a crown on your head. You got a crown here, you got a crown there. You wear it as a crown, okay? And you view yourself, they're realizing now that you view yourself as a vibrant piece of the whole. That there is no, if anyone's been trying to pull the wool over your eyes saying you don't really belong, you're strange, you don't really, you're beyond self-doubt. You're beyond self-doubt. You know yourself deeply. You understand your connection to the world and how you fit into it. And even if you're unique, you still see that you have your place in the world, that you belong. Humans are meant to be unique. A vast majority of us, we do the whole copycat thing. We do the whole mass mind, sheep-like mentality thing. That is a part of being human. Okay? Because man cannot be an island unto himself. We're part of a group. We're part of a whole. But something that has been underestimated, a truth that doesn't get said very often, is that uniqueness is part of how humanity is. Uniqueness is a part of the game. And uniqueness is humanity. Okay? And you know this, and you own it. You express it with flair. This is what they're realizing about you. That no one will ever be able to hold your uniqueness over your head. In fact, your uniqueness is your value. That is your value. Do not mistake sensory overload for true love. So, pile 2, even though you turn this person on, Okay. For those of you who you sense that there's some sort of attraction here, they're realizing about you that it's still not everything. Still not everything. That they may be falling for you. That this may be love. It's not just lust. And also that you don't get it confused. If you've had sex with this person or been intimate, they're realizing that you're not one of these women who, because you had sex, now you're falling in love. That you understand sex is sex and love is love. Not to be confused. Even though it was hot, it was sexy, it was steamy, you know it's not love. You don't confuse the two. They're realizing that you understand this. Maybe they were hoping to rely on this, that you would become clingy or something. You're not clingy, pal. Too. You're not clingy. You're not mistaking. You deduce, you analyze and assess things correctly when it comes to the romantic or the love aspect of your life. And they're realizing that you do this. That you don't have it twisted, you don't have it mistaken. You're not mistaken. They may have gotten it mistaken. It's possible, but not you. We have reciprocity, Chiron. Number 18. So, how to? They're realizing now that you're done. It's almost like you're finished. You have closure. You've completed something, and you are moving on. You're moving on. Okay, this is Chiron on the boat on River Styx, which is the river that has to be crossed to get to Hades, the underworld. Okay. Now, this signifies endings. They're realizing that you're done. For some of you, this man or men are realizing that there's a particular man who realizes that you're done with the situation. You're done with them or you're done with a situation. You've completed it. You have a closure you need. You're not confused. You're good. And you're moving on. Okay? For men in general, they're realizing that you're the type that you have completed something major in your life and you've moved on. You now have access to doors are going to open for you because of this major accomplishment that you have in your life. We have number 40, 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. So Pal 2, they're realizing about you now that you're protected through your third eye. You can see the third eye there. The 6th chakra represents the third eye, which is located at the brow, which is linked to the powers of intuition, perception, and wisdom. Okay? And they're realizing now that you chose correctly. You have the inner sight to see the true state or the true nature of the situation, of any situation that you're dealing with in front of you. And even if you don't get it at first, you will eventually get it. Okay? They feel like you see through them. They're realizing that you see through them. That you see them as someone successful, or that you see them as someone, that you may be viewing them as someone successful. Or they're also feeling that you are able to know when it's time to end things. Know when it's time to move on. Know that your calling is to be successful, and maybe that it's not to be with them. That's possible. And that you need to focus, that your third eye, your wisdom has told you need to focus on being a success yourself. That you need to become successful. And therefore, there are things you need to complete, things you need to bring closure to, things that you have brought closure to, things that you've accomplished, things that you need to get to the end of. And so you do this, you get this going in your life because your third eye is telling you need to be successful in your own right. That's possible. That's one interpretation. Okay? All right, if it resonates, keep it. If it doesn't, let others have it. You're very intuitive. I keep getting that. We got a third eye. We got the eye. They view you as very intuitive, like you're psychic. Like you know what's up. Okay? You know that how to create wealth for yourself. You know how to create success. You know how to create safety. You know how to attract people into your life who will keep you safe. You know how to attract successful people into your life. You have that inner vision. You can sense it. You know where to go. You know who to talk to. You know what to do. We got the gang leader. Yeah, leadership vibes. I will prioritize myself and my own needs. And then we got independence down here. So pile 2, they've realized about you now that you're about yourself. You're about standing your ground on your own, being strong on your own, prioritizing yourself, your own needs. It's not about somebody else. You're not male-centered, okay? You're self-centered in a good way, okay? You are about protecting yourself and taking care of yourself. You got a gun, you got a sword. You know how to protect yourself from attacks and challengers, okay? They're realizing that you're formidable in your own right, in your own way. Okay? You don't need them. You don't need them to defend you. You don't need them to protect you. You don't need it. Though you may have someone in your life who's protecting you, you don't need them to protect you. Okay? So whether you're with someone or you're not, I feel like this man, whether you're with this man or whether you're not with this man, they understand that you don't need them, even if they're bringing good things and powerful things into your life. You got 40 reward. Okay. They feel that you look out for yourself too. You won't let anyone, challengers, including them, take you down. So if they come at you with any kind of like trying to talk down about you or you cut them down with your wit, your intelligence, whatever attacks they're trying to throw your way, or if anyone else is trying to do this, you know how to cut down the enemy. Okay, you know how to get above the enemy and subdue them. You know how to do it. Okay, you win. You're a winner. Pile 2. And you know how to sustain your wins too. We have number 40 reward. Beautiful card. So pile 2, they're starting to realize that you have been richly rewarded in life, or that you're gonna be. Okay, that you're gonna be. That your life has huge rewards in it. The rewards of fame, the rewards of popularity, the rewards of success, the rewards of vitality, because of the path that you have chosen to walk in this world, because of the choices you've made and your intuition. Okay, the choices you've made based on what your intuition has told you, based on where your wisdom has led you. You are protected and you're being rewarded. You're being rewarded because of your insight. You're being rewarded because of your ability to see past the surface of things. Okay? You're being rewarded for it. We have the Grail, Fairy, Fertility, the return of life, health, and life cycles. Didn't I say that they view you as being filled with vitality? Okay? Getting the Holy Grail. So, pile 2, they're realizing that you are very fertile, that things grow. You can see the tree trunks growing out of your head. They're realizing that or for some of you, they're realizing that you have really long hair, or that your hair is very healthy, actually. Okay, no matter how you wear your hair, they've picked up on the fact that your hair is long and healthy, full, thick. It's doing very well, or maybe your hair is having some type of comeback or something. Your hair is growing beautifully. They're also realizing, and that's just a side note, they're also realizing, pile 2, that you are very healthy. Very healthy. You're no longer, if you were ill, you fought that illness and you won. Okay? Or if you are, they're realizing also that you're handling your life cycles very well. We all go through different phases in life. Okay? We all go through different phases. And they're realizing that you are handling each phase very well. You're looking young through each phase. Your health is sustaining. You're formidable. You're strong. You're deeply rooted. They're realizing that it is your vitality and your paying attention and drinking, eating the right things that's allowing you to have these amazing opportunities, okay, in your life, and to enjoy them and to keep them. We have teacher, light attribute, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. Shadow attributes, manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits, and destructive skills. So, pile 2, they're realizing that you're above manipulation. You cannot be manipulated with different sensory things. If they try to, give you a massage or rub your shoulders and influence you with with what you can see through your eyes, or what you hear, or what you smell, that you can't be manipulated. Okay, this is what they're realizing about you. They're also realizing that you are a very good communicator. You have wit. You know what to say. You know how to say it. You're great at communicating certain ideas too, that help people to overcome illusions. Okay, you help people see what is actually happening. You teach them what is actually happening, and get them above their senses. Because a lot of times, for example, you might be sensing something, right? Like, for instance, you go stand on the horizon somewhere and look out. Everything looks flat, but in reality, we are on a planet Earth. We're on a sphere. Okay, it's round. It's spherical. Okay, the Earth is spherical, and so are other stars. Okay, I believe that. Okay, and science supports this. Math supports this. You can see math on the background here being worked. You paid attention. People are this man or men realize in general that you're educated. The wool cannot be pulled over your eyes with sensory things. Okay. It's like a scammer coming to you and showing you these spheres or showing you these crystals and be like, look how it lights up from within. Look how this lights up from within. It's very special. It's magical. It comes from this is real magic. Okay, and you're like, oh, I know what that is. That's a crystal that's glowing from within due to fluorescence or phosphorescence. Okay. Because you exposed it to light a little while ago, got exposed to light, right? And so it's glowing that light. It's phosphorescent. That might be like upalite or fluorite or something. And they're looking at you like, how did she know? How did he know? So they cannot pull the wool over your eyes, Patu, because you're learned. In fact, you might be a teacher. You might be able to teach them a thing or two. They're realizing that you're learned. You know stuff. Okay? You're very, very smart. You know science. You know archaeology. You know history. You know a lot of things. And so, yeah, they're very impressed with you. When it comes to this, they might be turned on by you with this. It might be a sapiosexual. We have the Earth Guardian working with the spirits of nature. So, pile 2. They're starting to realize about you now that you are plugged into the Earth. You're plugged into Earth magic. We got planet Earth here. We got these little Earth balls. You're plugged into the Earth. You might be very down to earth. They're realizing that even though you have all these big accomplishments, and you're way up there in some regard, or in some regards, or in some aspects, that you understand that that's not everything. And you know how to keep it down to earth. They're realizing this about you. That they can't hold that over your head either. They can't say, oh, pile number 2, they're up there. They're out of touch probably. They have all these accomplishments. So they're probably out of touch with how things are. No, they're realizing about you, pile 2, that you're also very down to earth. Okay? So an example, you may be, I don't know, and you know, it's an example. So just apply this energy to your life. Okay? You may have all these certifications, or be very educated, or be a doctor, or whatever. But you also know the price of a bottle of milk. You also know how to darn some socks real quick. If you really need to stitch something, you know how. Or you also know how to maybe clean your house. You know how to clean your house and neaten it up real quick. Okay, you're not out of touch, even though you're literally up there when it comes to some type of success or achievement or accomplishment. You're not out of touch. You're not. They're also realizing, pal, too, that you're done with something. You're done. You've moved on. You've completed something. You have the closure you need. You don't need to keep beating some kind of dead horse. It's something's buried and done. Okay, so apply it to your situation as it fits. Next, we're getting community fridge. Be of service. Remember I said that, earlier that you're not out of touch. They're realizing that you care. That you are protective of others. Okay, you protect others. You take care of others. You look out for others. You provide for others in some cases, okay? They're realizing about you now that maybe you have a protector in your life. You got someone who provides for you. You got someone who looks out for you, who protects you in this world, who is stable, not a fly-by-night. They're not here today, gone tomorrow. They are a fixture in your life, or that you are a fixture, or that you are a fixture in your own life. You take care of you handle business, you pay bills, you're charitable, okay, or that you have someone in your life who's very successful, who is supporting you, or who is investing in you, and you are in turn giving back to community. You look out for others, or you take care of your, if you got someone who's a breadwinner, who's taking care of things for you, well, guess what? You're taking very good care of those you're supposed to be taking good care of, like your children, or the animals, or the pets, or your community. You're turning around, you're making sure others are taken care of as well. Very well. You look out for others' needs. Okay? So even though you're very powerful, you look out for yourself, you're strong, you're intelligent, you're not delusional, you look out for others. And even though you are very accomplished, smart, intelligent, you have things, you own things, you're not up there, and nosebleed high, detached. You look downward as well. You take care of those beneath you. You take care of the details. You're not one of those that just because you have, say you have a high income or whatever, just because you have all this money doesn't mean that you're wasting it and have a full staff doing everything for you. You wash dishes sometimes. You save your money. You're careful. You're not just blowing it on every little convenience. You stay down to earth. You're very successful, but you're also down to earth. So you're not weak, pal too. And that's what I'm seeing in the cards for you. If you've enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. If it resonated with you, then please drop me a comment. So I'd love to hear from you. Take good care of yourself, okay? And I'll catch up with you at the next one. Bye! Welcome to your reading, Pile 3. So what have men now realized about you? Or what has one man in particular realized about you? This depends on what perspective you're bringing into this reading. That's up to you. So you are Pile 3. Let's move your number over to the left. You have chosen this beautiful stone. It's got a metallic shine to it. You may or may not have chosen Capricorn, Taurus, or Aquarius. So they realize about you, Pile 3, that you are solid, okay? That you are celestial. You're out of this world, okay? That you are superior. Let me straight up with you, Pile 3. I feel like this man, or men in general, have realized that you are superior to the average. Perhaps when it comes to wealth, or when it comes to strength. It could be internal strength or physical strength, superior to the average, okay? That you are very luxurious, very posh. They've realized about you that, if they're looking for someone basic or looking for someone that's just regular, that's not you, Pile 3. That's not you, okay? That you are a cut above the rest, and that you are special. You're glitteringly high in the sky, okay? You are it's like you go to a shop, right? And they have a bunch of stuff behind the shelf, or behind the display case, nice things, maybe jewelry, or maybe pastries, or whatever it is, okay? And you see a lineup, and then they have another box up top, high up, separated from the rest. where they have their specialty item, or they have some beautiful jewelry that's cut above the rest and costs way more, or is rare, or something like this. You would be that one that they put in the box high up above the rest, set apart, and saying, hey, oh, you want something special? Check out pile 3. That's what they're realizing about you, pile 3. Interesting, right? That's, wow. You're special. Also, pile 3, I'm realizing that they're realizing about you that you're very luxurious, that you're very creamy, or you're just like posh. I'm thinking velvet. I'm thinking silk. I'm thinking like whipped cream, or something luxurious when it comes to texture is coming to mind. Like, I feel that they're realizing that you're the stuff of dreams when it comes to the realms of friendship, the way you deal with people, when it comes to how you're a blessing, they're starting to realize that you're a blessing, that you bring good luck. You bring good luck to them, or you bring good luck to people, or you just, or maybe that the way you make things, you do things in a very, like, if you're an artisan or a creator, like, you make things, when you put them together, it's like the stuff of dreams. They're just like, man, what did pile 3 make there? It's so gorgeous, so up there, so fancy, so nice, so posh, so rare, so interesting. Like, if you're like an amateur artist and you enter your stuff into a contest with other amateur artists, I feel like a judge would walk past and look at all the submissions, and when they got to yours, the feeling they would get is, this should be taken out of here and put inside of like a gallery and sold for $1,000 or $10,000 or something. Like, even if you're an amateur, it's like you're special, pile 3. That's what they're realizing about you, is that you're not average. You're rare. You're a rare bird. You're special. You're maybe even exotic. Wow. Fascinating. They also feel that though you're very special, very posh, you're also very grounded. You're very stable. So one might expect that because you're fancy, or because you're special, like maybe you might have your nose up in the clouds and think you're better than everyone, or holier than thou, or whatever. But in reality, you are down to earth. You talk to people. You're very communicative. Or you're a good friend. Sorry, you make for a good friend. You get involved. You get your hands dirty. You get in there. You help people. So it's like you're very gorgeous. You look like you stepped out of a magazine. You look like a model or something like this. But yet you know how to roll up your sleeves. Say your neighbor is doing a project. You're like, let me help you out. And you're going to show up and, get your shovel out and dig, and, wear your gloves, of course, to protect your nice hands. Or I don't know what it is. I'm just getting this vibe. Like they're realizing that though you're so fancy and precious and special, you're also accessible and down to earth and practical. They're also realizing that you're successful materially. They're realizing that you are maybe even wealthy, or very physically strong, or something like this. Okay, very interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at your first tarot card. We got the Knight of Pentacles. So they feel that, again, remember I said you're very grounded. You're a hard worker. You get in there. You roll up your sleeves. You get in there. Pile 3, they're starting to realize about you that you're a hard worker, that you're very practical. Remember I said that. You're reliable. You can be relied upon. You may look very nice. You may look like, you're not the one people should be bothering with all these, little practical details or whatever. Or, hey, could you, this is your part of the job. Could you do this part and do that part? You're like, yeah. And then you get in there and you do it. And they're like, huh, you look like you could be a princess or something. Or you could be royalty. And you're bothering to do this with the rest of us? That's like the kind of vibe I'm getting, is that they're realizing that you're very efficient, that you're very thorough, methodical, you're hardworking, that you're committed too, that you stay focused on whatever is in front of you. You're not caught up in flights of fancy, or always looking at yourself in the mirror, or always thinking you're holier than thou or better than everyone else, or like you should be somewhere else or something. Like, you come off your throne, okay? That's how they view you. And you get down and dirty with everybody else. Wow. They think you also dress really nicely. They think that you do it in style. You do it in style, okay? Wow. Okay, 5 of Cups. So they're realizing, pile 3, they're having regrets about you. They're having regrets. They're realizing that maybe they had you pegged wrong. And they regret, now you've moved on from them, okay? This could be maybe they used to deal with you, and so you moved on from them. They're realizing that they didn't have you pegged correctly, that they were seeing you wrong, that they misjudged you, okay? They're also realizing that they miss you, that your absence is making them feel depressed. Their life is not as happy as it was since you were in it, okay? You were someone who could be relied upon. You were someone who was nice to look at. And they feel let down by themselves on how they handled you or how things went. They're realizing too about you, pile 3, that things haven't always gone well for you. Things haven't always gone well for you, but yet you choose to look on things positively. You choose to engage life with hope. That's what they're realizing about you. And that your life hasn't always been perfect, hunky-dory, and all this. You have you have made the choice to turn your back on feeling sorry for yourself because of the way you were treated, or because of the way you were let down, or because of the way some things did not go well in the past, and that you choose to have a hopeful outlook. That this is an effort that you make, okay? Interesting. I'm sorry if you went through anything bad, pile 3. I'm sorry. Life can be rough. We're getting the King of Cups next. So pile 3, they're realizing that you really know how to balance your emotions. You don't allow people who have disappointed you or things did not go right, like we talked about earlier, to ruin your mood. You maintain your mood. You've gained mastery over your mood. That's what I'm seeing. Gained mastery. And that you are really good at counseling others as well. Either by example, okay, showing them how to handle life, by just being exemplary in how you handle your emotions, or by teaching others. You may be a psychotherapist or a counselor, or someone who teaches people how to manage their emotions, or you have taught someone, or you've taught them. They're realizing about you that you are mastering your emotions. You're in control of your emotions. Yeah, I feel like they've realized about you now that you're really chill, even in the face of disappointments, in the face of things having gone wrong, even in the face of having had disappointing relationships with other people, or maybe even with them, that you are not unhinged. You've not lost yourself. You're not enraged. You're like, okay, well, that happened, but it doesn't have to be about me. You've not let it taint who you are. You've not let it touch who you are. Okay? You've grown up despite the losses. Okay? Interesting. Next we have the 2 of Cups. Unity, partnership, attraction, connection. Close bonds, joining forces, and mutual respect. So, pile 3. They're realizing that you are the type to have had bad things happen in the past. Been let down in the past, been disappointed in the past, dealt with, having grieved something, okay, that you lost. Maybe you got left behind by someone abandoned you, or you, I don't know what it is, okay, specifically. It's going to be different for each of you. But despite this, you're open to new relationships. Despite this, you're open to connecting with others. You're open to connecting with them, maybe, okay? Despite with the man you're asking about, or men think this about you in general, that you are, despite this, you still bring a leveled up version of yourself to relationships, and can still manage to maintain connections with others. You don't let it make you jaded in all this, okay? You got the 3 of Cups. Exactly. That you know how to have a good time, 3 of Cups. That you know how to continue to party and have friends and have relationships despite having been betrayed or let down in the past. Okay, and I feel like they're starting to realize that whatever happened wasn't your fault. Whatever happened to you wasn't your fault. You were always strong, good, reliable. You could be depended on, and you were pretty. You look good. Okay, that sometimes bad things happen to good people. This is what they're starting to realize about you. Okay, we got the Two of Pentacles. They're realizing that you know how to, keep having a good time. You maintain good spirits, have fun. Okay, they're realizing that you are able to also handle and juggle your finances really well. You're resourceful. You adapt to things. You're adaptable. Even if something crazy happened to you, you're able to adapt and to other and be like, all right, well, that happened here. I'm not going to let it ruin here. I'm going to just keep it going. I'm going to just keep things jovial. They're starting to realize about you that you keep your spirits up, that you are positively aspected, okay? That you're a positive person, that you keep social, you maintain friendships, and friends, you have friends who can vouch for you, that you're a nice person, that you're a good person. They're starting to realize that any bad thing that happened to you was not your fault, okay? That's what they're realizing about you, pile 3. They're also starting to realize that that they disappointed you. That they disappointed you. That you let them down. That they let you down. But despite having let you down, you maintain good emotional balance. You don't let it get to you like that. You have friendships. You moved on. You're having fun with your life. You're balancing your finances well. You're holding on to your job. You're not letting it break up your life or discombobulate you, okay? Interesting. All right, next we have Journey. So, I feel like this person, for some of y'all, this man, or just men, have now realized that you have moved on because of your job, or you've moved on because you're a quality type of person. You're a quality type of individual, pile 3, okay? You have better things to do with your time than to hang out with people who are disappointing, than to continue to deal with disappointing situations, okay? So, though you're not going to mope about it, you're going to, you're sure you had your moment of mourning or grieving. You're not going to stay mourning and grieving. You're going to move on from that state because you prioritize your internal state, pile 3, okay? You're about being happy. You're about being emotionally balanced and hanging out with your friends, and maybe, I'm also getting, pile 3, that what people are starting to realize about you, what men are starting to realize about you, or a man, is that you found someone else. You found someone who you can see eye to eye with, who is treating you well, and you are not so hurt by what happened or what repeatedly happened that you're incapable of loving or incapable of being open and vulnerable again. What the man has realized about you, man or men have realized about you, is that maybe you've gotten married. After being abandoned or disappointed or let down, you've now moved on and gotten married. Okay, that's a story for a few of you. Take it as it resonates and leave the rest for others, okay? If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But I feel like this person, the person you're asking about, I think you may have assigned someone to this pile, or maybe they're just men in your life who are aware that you have moved on from disappointing situations because you are worthy of more. You're worthy of more, okay? You've turned your back on a certain situation or a certain someone. We have Creator, number 22, XXII, Roman numeral, number 22. You are now crafting the type of life that you want, okay? You're crafting the type of life that suits you best. That's what they're realizing about you, is that you're now taking control. You're now saying, okay, it's not up to others, it's up to me. I get to design the type of life that I'm looking for, that's going to be devoid of these people who want to disappoint me, let me down, not prioritize me, turn their back on me. I'm not the priority. I'm going to maybe write these people out of my life, or design a life that is free of this type of disappointment, because I don't deserve that. You are crafting a life for yourself that is filled with hope, filled with good things. Pile 3, that's what they're realizing about you, okay? Filled with consolation over what happened, okay? You're gonna be fine. We have ancestral roots. Your roots ground you. Lean into them for strength and guidance. I feel like, Pile 3, for some of y'all, this person, what they're not realizing about you is that you have maybe returned to where you came from, returned to your family members, returned to people who love you, or you're being grounded. Also, I'm getting that you're being grounded by your roots or your ancestral lineage, okay? So you may be surrounded by family right now, is what they're realizing about you, and they're shoring you up, or you've gone back to your homeland and you're feeling deeply supported right now. You're leaning into your family, your friends, your parents, your grandparents. So this may be someone who maybe you had a marriage with, or you had a relationship with, and you moved to another land to be with them, and that didn't work, and so you're having to go back to whence you came. You're walking into the forest with the trees. Look here, you've arrived at the big major tree with all your family members. So I'm just getting like, it's very specific, I know, but so only take it as it resonates and leave the rest for others. But I see a return. What they've now realized about you is that you're returning to your homeland, or you returned to a place where you are supported and loved, or perhaps you walked away from this person. Another message coming through is that you walked away and you have met someone who is solid and stable, who is like grounding you, and maybe even having kids with you, or plans to have kids with you, okay? Wants to make a family with you, or you've married someone and married into their family, and you've been accepted as one of their own. So you found a place where you belong. You're no longer unanchored and drifting everywhere. You're now solidly rooted. This is what they're realizing about you. We got career. Interesting. So for some of y'all, you may have moved on to focus on your career. Maybe I said that earlier. Oops, sorry about that. I turned the light back on for you guys there. So yeah, I feel like this person, they've not realized that you've gone on to focus on your career, Pile 3. It could be that this new person or new energy in your life that's seen eye to eye with you and is feeding your spirit, feeding your soul, healing you, is your career, or are your work buddies, people you work with. You've decided that that's where you're going to be getting your happiness from, not from relationships, not from friendships, not from ex-husbands or wives or boyfriend or girlfriend or anything romantic or friendships, maybe even family, I don't know. But you've decided, they're realizing now that you've decided to focus on work. That's what I'm seeing with the Knight of Pentacles and the career card here, that this is what is feeding your spirit. This is what is healing you. And perhaps even work friendships is what you're preferring these days. That's what they realized about you, Pile 3. All right, let's move on to your next oracle card. We have Myrmidon, which is discipline. Myrmidon. So Pile 3, yeah, you're all about, so these friendships, like I said, it could be another relationship you moved on to. That's what they're realizing about you. You maybe have gotten married or gotten engaged or celebrated something about this, or it could be your career and your work buddies. That's what I'm saying. They're realizing, Pile 3, that you've moved on to solidifying and cultivating and solidifying relationships that are career based. Okay. You may be a medical professional, you may be in law enforcement, you may be a financier, you may be in, working in the finance industry, you may be working as a therapist. I don't know what it is, but it's different for each of you. But that's what they're realizing about you, is that you are focused on almost like becoming a mercenary and partying with your work friends. Maybe you go to work, and after work you go off and maybe you have like after work happy hour. You'll meet at the bar and have some happy hour and then go home. That is your social life, okay? Your work friends are your social life at the end, at the end of the day. Okay, that's what they're realizing about you. Next, or what men or a particular man is realizing about you. We got number 38, 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. So the 4th chakra is the heart chakra, and it is the center, the energetic center that governs love. Okay, compassion, empathy. It also governs relationships, which is kind of what we're seeing here. There's a theme with relationships and leaving disappointing relationships behind and moving into work-based relationships, or a relationship that maybe you met someone at work and married them. I don't know. Okay. Or you're just finding that your heart is where your work is. This is what they're realizing about you, is that I'm getting healing vibes from this. Okay. There's healing vibes going on. You're healing by learning how to better juggle two things. Okay? By learning how to juggle your work life with your play life. Okay? Perhaps you're viewing them as interchangeable. Maybe you have fun at work, or you adapted yourself to, you made a new adaptation of some type. Okay? Where you're busy having fun, you're healing yourself by maybe taking on a hobby or having more fun, walking your dog, skateboarding, going for walks on the boardwalk, or jump rope, or playing basketball. Or I just feel like they're realizing now that you are living a more well-rounded life. You're living a well-rounded life, pile 3. Okay, you don't just have, maybe you're no longer male-centered, you're no longer man-centered, and on them, and you're now having like a lot. Your life is very busy. You got different things going on. You got work, you got friends, you got work relationships, you got your family. You're heading back to your family life. You're filling your life with these things. Okay, you got hobbies, you got fun hobbies that you do. You're filling your life with these things, and they are noticing this about you. Okay, very interesting. Let's move on to your next oracle card. We have the Sheriff. I will stand up for what's right. Yeah, they're realizing that you have thought about your situation, and you realized what is right for you, and you're going to be doing that. I'm seeing someone at rest here. Someone who's like, you know what? I get it. Maybe I'm not going to find what I'm looking for right away. He has all these wanted signs in the background. All right, next to the lantern. So I feel like what they've realized about you, pile 3. So what I'm getting, pile 3, is that what they have now realized about you is that you are very reliable, and you've moved on to find people who are like you. Okay, or you're no longer taking any prisoners. That's what I'm getting. You're not taking any prisoners, in the sense that if someone's not treating you right or valuing you right or correctly, you're not going to say, hey, I'm putting you in a timeout for doing that to me, and I'll get back with you. No, you're saying, get out of my life. You're saying, actually, I'm going to walk away from this. Okay? Because my work is important to me, and I'm not going to hold on to anyone who doesn't want to be held on to. I don't have the energy for that. I don't have the time for that. And I feel like you're standing up for yourself by walking away from maybe people who are slow to change, people who are slow to adapt to what it is you're looking for. Okay, that's what men are realizing about you. Perhaps you're walking away from a job that didn't appreciate what you had to offer. That's possible. That's just take it as it resonates, okay? Interesting. Let's keep going. We'll put it all together here at the end. We have ease. Look at that with the scales. Ease. You're walking off into the sunset. That's what I'm seeing. Pile 3. They're realizing now that you walked off into the sunset. Someone walked away from you, and so you have walked away yourself. They walked away, you walked away. To go create the kind of life that you want for yourself. The kind of life where you are being treated equally. What you put in is what you get out. Maybe not exactly, but the energetic balance is there, you know? The energy, it doesn't have to be tit for tat and exact. It doesn't have to be, oh, I give you 5 minutes of my time, so I need 5 minutes of your time. It could be, I give you 5 minutes of my time, I give you a rub on your shoulders or something. I don't know, I'm just making up things, you know, and maybe because, you know, everyone's love language is different, or everyone's needs are different, so it's going to be, you know, different, maybe particularities, different specifics, but the energy balance is there. You're not going to be sitting there holding a cup out for someone, and they just leave you there and just abandon or stop caring. And they leave you there, literally leave you there holding the cup or holding the bag. That's not good enough for you, and that they are realizing this. Pile 3, that you have now figured out that that is not for you, and you're quick to move on from situations like that, and perhaps they also feel that you now have identified who are the ones who treat you like this. Yeah, so I'm just feeling like this person's like, you know what they're realizing about you now is that other people have treated you this way. And you have sort of like redlined these people. You're like, person X treated me like this, person Y treated me like this, person Z treated me like this, and I've redlined them as people to watch out for, keep out of my life. You're the type of person, Pile 3, where it's like you're the sheriff in town, okay? And they're realizing that you're not just one of these average, I'm not saying average is a bad thing, I'm just saying typical, one of these typical women that, or person that others can come through, do however they like, and it's just another story out there. No, you're actually a law keeper. You're actually the one to enforce these rules. You're not the one who makes space for it. You're not the one who makes space for misbehaviors, mistreatments. You mourn it, sure, and you don't allow it to mess up your internal state of mind, but you definitely punish it. You definitely walk away from it. You don't coddle it. You don't keep it. You don't sit there waiting for the person to come back so that you can y'all can reunite. You're the type to walk away from it. Now, if they come over to you and apologize and say they're going to do better and actually do better, maybe that's a whole other conversation. But men are starting to realize about you, Pile 3, or a man, that you are, you hold them accountable. You hold people accountable. Okay? And you hold yourself accountable as well. That's why you're still there holding the cup, is because you're not going to be the one who has dropped the cup and walked away. Okay? It's going to be someone else because you're that good, Pile 3. Okay? You have high standards for your own conduct and for others. So we have Barnabas and the prince. You got a fairy prince here sitting on top of a frog steed. Adventures, discovery, travel, meeting destiny. So Pile 3, I definitely get this sense like you walked away. That's what men are realizing about you, is that you walked away and move towards your own. You walk away and move towards where you are deeply rooted. So this could be at work, this could be your family, this could be your country. You walk away from people who disappoint you, let you down, and move towards where you are deeply rooted. That's it. End of story. You may go on an adventure. You may discover things. You may travel. You may travel back to your roots, or you may be the type to be an adventurer. But at the end of the day, if you are mistreated, you're not the type to keep hanging around for strangers or people you don't feel as deep a connection with to come back and mess you up again. It's not going to happen. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. Next we have healer. We got healing energies from Archangel Raphael here. Okay. Healer of the heart. You may be a healer, Pile 3. You may be really good at healing yourself. It says here, light attributes, passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, and serve yourself too. Ability to help transform pain into healing. Yeah, you're really good at healing yourself, pile 3. You are really good at healing your energy after you've been hurt and helping to heal others as well. Okay, this could be your profession. I just get the feeling too that they're realizing about you that you've got your protective guard on now. You got your protective plate on. And this is part of how you're healing yourself, is you're not going to let that happen to you again, whatever happened. And they're realizing that you have people around you keeping you safe, pile 3. You have friends, you have who know what's happening to you and want to keep you safe. You have family, you have co-workers, you have people around you that like, we got you, fam. We're around you, we're waiting. Nothing's going to come through again like this. We got you. You're surrounded by friends. You're surrounded by people who mean you well. That's what men, or a man in particular, is thinking about you. Okay? You're surrounded by people who mean you well. We have the astral traveler, cosmic connection and attachment. And then last but not least, we're getting psychic services open, find an oracle. So what they're realizing about you, pal 3, especially with astral traveler next to psychic services, is they're realizing that you're either very intuitive and psychic, and you know exactly what's going on, what's going down. Okay. So, and therefore you gain closure through these powers, or they are also realizing about you, pile 3, that you seek psychic services. You may have a tarot reader or two, like me, that you listen to or that you watch, that tells you what's happening. You're not helpless, pile 3. That's the bottom line. You're not helpless. You're not vulnerable. You may have been let down. You may have been left holding the bag. You may have been abandoned or whatever. But you are powerful, pile 3. That's what they're realizing about you. You're powerful because you're supported by your community, by your work buddies. You're supported by family, your roots, or wherever you're deeply rooted. You are someone who is aware of who the bad people are, and you don't take no prisoners. Okay, if someone's bad, they're gone, honey. They're gone. Okay, or if you get them, it's going to be temporary. They're in the jail before they get their punishment. Okay, their real punishment. They go to court and get their punishment. So this is all symbolic. That's symbolic. Okay, they're also realizing that, meaning you don't tolerate nonsense, okay, from people. You don't keep tolerating nonsense over and over and over again. They are realizing that you are, you're gone, honey. You're gone. That's really what I keep getting. You're gone. You're gone. You're gone. You're the astral traveler. You're gone. Okay? You are gone. Even here, you're gone. So I think what they're realizing about you, pile 3, is that you don't stick around with people who have a hard time changing their habits, especially if their habits are toxic or if their habits are not healthy. You don't stick around for long. Strike 1, strike 2. You're not going to be here for strike 3 or strike 4, strike 5. No, you're not doing any of that. You're actually quite generous, I feel. They're realizing that you're patient, you're generous. Actually, that's what I'm getting now. Is they're realizing that you're generous, you're patient, you give them some chances. But after those chances, that's it. That is it. You are done. You go off, you seek healing. You are very spiritually grounded. You're very spiritually aware. You are connected to spirit through your ancestors, through your spiritual healers and your spiritual readers, right? Your psychics, your tarot readers that you have in your life that channel energy for you. You may have a Reiki master that you go where you go do your Reiki healing. You're fortified. You may have access to spiritual practitioners that do protective spells to try to protect you from this energy coming back into your life. You do away with negative energy. This is something they're realizing about you, is that you will not tolerate this bullshit forever. And they are disappointed by this. They are feeling let down by this. That's what men are realizing about you, is that, pile 3 won't stick around. I mean, whatever happened to, struggle love, or, keeping on putting up with it. We're on a journey together, right? If you keep hurting, I guess I'm hurting too. I mean, life is hurt. You're like, no. Life is not hurt. You're wrong about that. This is what men are realizing, that this is what you're implying, is that they can keep that message to themselves. until they level up and realize life shouldn't be like that. That's not good enough for you, pile 3. Okay? That life is about love. Life is about partying. Life is about fun. Life is about rootedness, connectedness. Life is about creating the life you want. Life is about being protected by your angels, your friends, your spirit guides. I'm getting spirit guides from this also, which is they guide you away from danger and help you navigate treacherous circumstances or toxic or abusive circumstances. That you should have a bodyguard who is taking care of you spiritually, physically, protecting you. Perhaps this is a mismatch. They're realizing that, what men are realizing about you is that you're a mismatch for them because you have high standards. You think that you and people who people should be cared for, people should be protected, people should have good energies in their life, and they keep being exposed to negative energies that disrespect them or make them feel less than, that are not leveling up to what you're putting out. You should walk away. You should fly away from that. You should leave. You should go seek healing. You should go connect with spirit. Get messages from your spirit guides through your readers or whatever. Be guided. Be protected until you find someone you love who is on the same level with you. Okay, it doesn't have to be exactly the same, just similar energies of wanting to do better, wanting to provide good things for each other. That's what men are realizing about you, is that they're disappointed because they're realizing they're not on your level. They're not on your level, pile 3. Okay? And that's what I'm seeing in the cards for you, as far as what have men now realized about you, or a man in particular that you may have assigned here to this pile. I hope you enjoyed this message. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If it resonated with you, then please drop me a comment in the comment section. I'd love to hear about it. Take very good care of yourself, okay? And I'll catch up with you at the next one. Bye! Welcome to reading pile 4. So what have men now realized about you? Or what has a particular man now realized about you, based on whoever you assign to this pile, right? Okay, so whichever way you're looking at it, pile 4 will move your number over to the left. Beautiful stone, amethyst, I believe. We're going to stick that over here. You may or may not have chosen Aries, Pisces, or Libra, okay? May or may not have chosen these things. If you are here by intuition, that is totally fine. You are on point, pile 4. Okay, so let's take a look at, let me just read the vibes, okay? So, pile 4, what they have now realized about you is that you're onto them, okay? Is that you've caught on to something. You can see what it is that they're not saying, okay? That you have spiritual power. You are connected to the divinity. You're connected to source. And you're very wise. They can see that you have clarity about something or someone, some situation, or maybe even about them, that you have seen through and maybe detected hidden knowledge that they're hiding from you. Also, they feel that you have, there's been a revelation of some type, or maybe you judge them. They feel that you're judging them. You've seen what it is and you're judging them based on that. Interesting. Okay. Also getting because you are aware of what's happening, even though they've not told you what it is, you've just sensed it. This could be giving you a sense of peace. They feel like you're coming across as peaceful. You're very high vibrational, so meaning that you don't get caught up in petty arguments or confrontations or whatever. You're handling it like royalty. Or you're handling them like, I'm sorry, what? You're unbothered. That's the word I'm coming up with, okay? What they've realized about you is that you may be aware of what's actually happening. You've caught on to what's happening, whatever that is, and you are unbothered, okay? Because you are a magical being with power and, spiritual connection. I'm also getting pile 3 that what they've now realized about you is that you are very passionate about making money. You're very passionate. You may have a lust for growth. Maybe it could be spiritual growth. You're very passionate about growing yourself, okay? You're very passionate about, you don't stay stuck. Pile 4, okay? That's what they're realizing, is that you're not about being stuck when it comes to your development. You're always evolving, you're always growing, you're always leveling up. In fact, stagnation, it's like stagnation is death to you. Pile 4, that's what they're realizing about you. That you're either leveling up, growing in clarity, knowledge, understanding, wisdom, spiritual connection, or it's like you're dead. Okay? This is what they're realizing about you. Wow, they're realizing that you're on a plane on a high level, Pile 4. You're on a high level, high vibrations only. And maybe I'm detecting a little bit of insecurity about this, like, can they level up? Can they be on your level? Okay, let me go ahead and take a look at your tarot card. We have the Queen of Swords, of course. You're very perceptive. This is what they've not realized about you. You're perceptive, you're a thinker, you're a complex thinker, and you're able to deduce what's happening. You're very experienced in life, and you're truthful. Okay, so what it is, what you see is what you get with you. That's what they're realizing about you, Pile 4. That you're not putting on any airs, you're not pretending. You are what you are. There are no really any layers to pull back. Okay, so if they've been pretending, good luck. If say this is someone you're dealing with, you're dating, and they've been pretending to be on your level, they're like, oh my gosh, Pile 4 really is like this, and I'm the one who has to level up. Okay, they really are spiritually developed. They really are very perceptive, and they play things clean, and they're truthful, and they're on a higher level. They really are. And they're feeling like maybe you've caught on to them. They're feeling like, this is what they realize about you, is that you can see through them, and maybe you've caught on to how they are, or perhaps they've realized now that you're easily able to read them, easily able to see through their BS. Okay? All right, let's take a look at your next tarot card. We have the Tower. Oh my goodness. Yikes. So Pile 4, what they've realized about you now is that you've made a foundational shift. Okay? Perhaps, you've grown up. You've accepted what broke, or what's not working well, or what's an illusion, and you move beyond it. Okay, you are grounded in ego destruction. You are grounded in, I don't believe in all these false fronts and all these false things. I don't need all this. I'm gonna just I dismantle. They're realizing about you, Pile 4, that you dismantle illusions. You cut through with wit, with intelligence, with insight, perception. You've blown their mind, Pile 4. Okay, you shock the shit out of them. Okay, they are feeling like they're realizing now that you're comfortable with disrupting egos, breaking down because you don't really maintain. I don't say you don't maintain an ego. You may have a healthy ego where you look out for yourself and stuff like that, but you don't do put-ons. You don't like to pretend and do more than what is necessary, or like, for example, you don't like to go around showing off to people and saying, oh, I have this, I have that, and lying about it, or saying I've got this much in the bank, and I'm like this, and I have this status, and you don't brag, you don't boast. You are what you are. You keep it simple. There's a lot to you, but you don't go around wearing it on your wrist or on your sleeve. And they're realizing now that you dismantle illusion. That's really what it comes down to, whether it's in you, whether it's in them. They're realizing that you've also made some type of foundational shift. Maybe you used to be different, and you're no longer the way you used to be. We have the Knight of Wands. There's been some sort of movement. Okay, so they're realizing about you now that you're done with the shenanigans. You're done with the bullshit. Okay? Perhaps this is a big fight, a big disruption, a big destruction of what used to be. This could be a divorce. This could be a breakup. This could be you discombobulating and breaking down the structures that were there, so whatever they were. Okay, it could be, there used to be a friendship, there used to be a marriage, there used to be a job, there used to be a relationship, there used to be whatever it was, maybe there used to be a house. You have broken it down, sold it, dismantled it, everything, and you've moved on, Pile 4. They're realizing this about you. You're no longer holding on to whatever they were building with you or whatever you had before. You're moving on. Okay, you've moved on, and they're realizing this about you. Okay, we got if that's the Queen of Swords, the Page of Swords. Okay, so Pile 4, they're realizing also about you, Pile 4, that you are curious. Okay, that you ask questions. Okay, you like to sort of test things out and get more information. You fill yourself with knowledge about what's actually happening. They feel that you're restless, that you're very restless when it comes to mentally speaking. Perhaps they're realizing now that you're not the type to be what's what I'm looking for, blocked out of information. Okay, that's your thing. Your thing is information. If there is no information, you don't stick around. That's what they're realizing about you, Pile 4. If you can't provide data, okay, if you're trying to put up walls and they're trying to not share everything, or that's going to lead to a downfall. Okay, that's what they're realizing about you. Okay, there has to be information there. They have to give you a taste of what's actually going on. You're not the one to play games with. You're not the one to draw a blind up with and try to hide some things or whatever. It doesn't work. Okay, we have the 6 of Pentacles. They're realizing also that what you have to give them, okay, what you have for them is something that scares them. They're realizing that they're scared of what you have to offer. It terrifies them. Okay, they're terrified because what it would mean is that they would have to break down their ego. What it means is that they have to destroy everything they built from before, the way they view things, the way they perceive life, the way they perceive you, the way they behave, where they live, how they live. They're going to have to break all that down. So they're terrified of what it is you have to offer. They're terrified of what it is that you mean, what you represent, because it's going to mean the destruction, the dissolution of what was there before. We have 21. They're saying that you're accomplished, Pile 4. You're accomplished. Let me get another candle. Yeah, they're saying that you have everything you need. You're accomplished. You have closure because you're comfortable with who you are at your core. Okay? And you don't need all these aggrandizements and all these false build-ups and setups to show who you are and all this. That could be them. That could be them. Okay, this man or men. They're realizing that you don't play those kinds of games, and so therefore it's very cut and dried with you. Okay, we're getting the swords repeatedly, and there's this idea that you're a balanced creature, but you favor truth. You favor information, and you want things stripped down. You want things bare, and that's scary to them. Okay, they're scared of this in you. They're realizing also about you that you're content. You have everything you need. Pile 4. You're self-contained. You live in a transparent, crystal clear world. Okay, where the truth is visible to yourself and to all. You don't play games. Fascinating. Wow, Pile 4. Kudos to you. We got patience. It's just who you are. So they're realizing, Pile 4, that you are actually patient. You are patient when it comes to getting information. When it comes to, okay, I'd like to understand what's happening. I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to wait for the data to come through. I'm going to wait for information to come to me. Okay? I'm going to get the information and store it so I can study it, understand it, and that you are patient when it comes to getting this information. So it's not like you ask them one question, they don't say much, and that's it. Two questions, and they say, and then you're gone. You're going to give them several chances. I see that. You're going to spend time with them, get to know them, they're realizing that you wait to for you to lower your guard, because you don't expect them to just bear all on the first date or the first meeting or the first interaction. You don't expect that, but you do eventually expect for that information to come out, because they're plain as day. They don't hide nothing, okay? Because you're plain as day and you don't hide anything. That you eventually expect that they're going to reciprocate that energy, okay? They expect that you're going to reciprocate that, and that's just the way it is, okay? And they also realize about you that whatever they learn about you, you keep it safe. You're not about to start spilling their beans everywhere. You can be trusted. You have discretion. Okay? All right, next we're getting... Ooh. Okay. I don't know which way to go on this one. Next we're getting Kairos, which is LXXVI Roman numeral, which is 76. Okay? Interesting. 76. 7 plus 6 is 13. Yeah, that's death, right? So this person, what they've now realized about you is that you require change. You require transformation. You require an ending of ways. You require being with you requires breaking down who they are, ending old ways that maybe were toxic. Okay, we got the tower there, so it wasn't going to hold. Things fall apart and the center cannot hold. This is from Chinua Achebe. Things fall apart, and you're not about structures that won't hold, and so they will have to change this. Okay, let's read up about Kairos from the book. So we got that was 76. Okay, this is the Wild Unknown Pocket Archetypes guidebook. Let's get more information. 76. And LXXVI. We are here. Kairos. Okay. So we're getting alignment, ease in decisions and action, fighting against time, mythic time, synchronicity. Okay, so they're realizing that in order for them to be in sync with you, they'll have to change a lot. Okay, they'll have to end some things. They'll have to end maybe be hiding information. They're gonna have to end that way of being. They're gonna have to be more upfront. Okay, they're gonna have to destroy what is toxic, destroy what is not good for them or good for you, or good for the situation, whichever it is. Okay. We have all had the experience of timelessness, of life beyond the ticking of the clock. It may be felt as time standing still, slow motion, or losing track of time on a walk or in a lovely conversation. This is known as mythic time and is the territory of Kairos. This card suggests there is a secondary time continuum that goes beyond any earthly clocks and schedules. Within this non-linear realm, we access divine timing. A single moment ripens with auspiciousness, and our actions change the trajectory of our whole life. Exactly. Time becomes a living thing that watches over us and tells us precisely when to speak or act. Here's what I'm seeing, Paul, for. Okay? They see that you're patient, that you will give it time, but you will not do it forever. They're realizing that you're willing to give them time to change. You're willing to give them time to process and move things along the path of towards clarity. Move things towards settling with reality. Move things towards they're realizing that you're being patient for them to align themselves with what is real, right? What is real? We have the harmony of voices. Okay. Many voices in harmony create change. Join the chorus. They're realizing that you're going to require change. Change of them, change of the situation, that things cannot remain the way they are. Movement is required here for things to work with you. Okay? Perhaps You're the type who is about changing things and moving forward towards a situation where there's harmony for you. Okay, you are patient and you are willing to work with things, but this is what they're realizing about you, is that you are moving towards either it's got to be harmony with them or harmony with other people. Okay, but it's got to be harmony in those values, harmonious when it comes to creating change for the better. All right, I'm seeing a woman at church here too, so perhaps they're realizing that they're gonna have to clean up their act and come correct. That's what they're realizing about you. That's what you're requiring, is they're realizing, oh my gosh, Power 4 is on a high level, they're high vibrational, they're gonna require me to be like this. I gotta be like this if I want to hang with Power 4. And that's very interesting. We have organizing. So Power 4, they're also realizing that you're very organized, that you seek harmony. Perhaps you're seeking harmony with them. That's what they're realizing about you. Or you seek harmony either with them or other people. They're realizing too that your situation is you're not sloppy. You're the opposite of sloppy, Power 4. That's what they're realizing about you. That when you ask questions, is to create harmony and organization in your head, in your mind, in how things are how you're perceiving things. And it's towards the end of trying to create harmony in your life. You're not about getting into messy situations. And if it's messy, you're discombobulating their shit up and getting towards harmony and getting towards order. Order and harmony is very important to you. That's what they're realizing, Power 4. And that's the reason you've been asking questions. Okay, we got Circe, number 23, dark. Alchemy. Okay. Alchemy. Circe was she was a powerful goddess of sorcery, witchcraft. We're getting alchemy, so this is a magical thing, okay? And she was known for her ability to create different substances. We're getting alchemy, right? Like a chemist. Alchemy, chemist. And this was where her mastery lay, was creating different potions. And one of the things she was able to do, and this was in the story of Odysseus, I believe. Yeah. Written by what is the name of that writer?
Homer, a Greek poet.
This is also Hecate. But in the story of the Odyssey, she was on that island where their boats landed, and it was Odysseus that was his ship. It landed on that island, and she had like some kind of magical potion that she fed them that turned them into pigs. Okay, powerful. She enchanted them with using her beauty and her wiles. And she gave them food, they ate it, and they turned into pigs. And they got stuck on the island. And the reason she turned them into pigs, I guess, was to make them stay with her. Maybe she was lonely. I believe she was banished to that island as punishment by her father. She turned his men into pigs because she turned Odysseus's men into pigs because she fell for Odysseus. And he became her lover for a year on the island. There's many versions of this story. And the reason they became lovers is because the magic that she didn't work on him. Okay, it turned the others into pigs, but it didn't work on him, his crew. It turned his crew into pigs, but it didn't turn him into a pig. She became his lover, and she provided help to him and luxuries for 1 year. So here's what I'm getting, Pile 4, is they're starting to realize now that you're very tempting. You're very, very tempting. They view you as very beautiful, and you tempt them to want to stay. But like I said, they are scared of you. They are terrified. Perhaps they're terrified of commitment. They're terrified of what changes you will bring. Remember, she changes his crew into pigs. They're scared of what kind of change you're going to bring into their life. Okay? And this is all symbolic, okay? And I feel like they're on their way somewhere. They're on their way somewhere. Maybe they feel like they weren't headed your way in the first place, but they noticed you and got lured and captivated and enchanted by you. But when they got up close, they realized that you don't play. You're something else. You're very you are about the truth. Power 4. You are the truth. And if they're not about the truth, it's not going to work. And I don't feel like they want to live their lives like this, or maybe they have some other agenda. And this is what they're starting to realize about you, is that maybe they can resist you. But they're going to spend time with you. They want to spend. You're so enchanting to them that they want to stay with you. You keep them there. Okay, you keep them there. Next, we have number 47, the thinking woman. Exactly, you're intelligent. Your intelligence is coming through very powerfully, Power 4. They're realizing that you're very intelligent. You're like a master strategist. You're a complex thinker. You are very intelligent. You're well learned. You're learned. You are very knowledgeable. Remember, Ceccoli is the master of herbs and knows what herbs to mix together for what effect, what potions, how to make the different potions. She's like a walking encyclopedia. Here you are holding a book again. Here you are writing in a book. So what they're realizing about you, Power 4, is that you are very knowledgeable. You store knowledge. You hold on to knowledge. You use your knowledge to your advantage, to accomplish your aims. And your aims are truth, clarity, harmony, order. Okay? The bonus in what they were realizing about you, the bonus with you, is that you're not about lies and games. That's what they're realizing about you. You're not about lies and games. Okay? Next we have and that you're not going to be lying to them. You're not going to be playing games with them. You're an open book, Power 4. That's what they're realizing about you. Number 17. So it's a different kind of game that you're playing. You're an open book. So therefore, the game that's being played is a truth game. You're out in the open. Let's keep everything out in the open. Let's play that game, not the one where we're hiding things. That's what they're realizing about you. We got the highwayman. I'm determined and I will keep trying. So you are demanding. That's what they are realizing about you. You demand certain things. You demand the truth. You demand commitment. Okay? And it's not like you're telling him, hey, I'm demanding that you commit to me or else. It's not like that. It's just your very nature, the way you carry yourself. It weeds out very quickly those who are not taking you very seriously, and then they have to go. If they're not serious, they gotta leave. They can't be hanging out with you if they're not serious. That's what men have realized about you, or also maybe men who are or a particular man that you have in mind for this reading. Okay, there is a toll that has to be paid. That's what they're realizing. There is a toll that has to be paid to or else it's either pay the toll or move on. Okay, it's not going to work in that world. Or there's something that they feel that you demand, or they owe you. Okay, that's owed. We have fairy lovers, new love, courtship, romance, falling in love. I'm also getting Power 4. They're realizing that you're the one for them. Oh my goodness. They're realizing that they can't resist you. That you're the one to court. That what they're feeling with you is romance. Okay? That what they're feeling with you is love. That they're falling in love with you. This is something they're realizing. They're falling in love with your all-seeing eye. They're falling in love with your truthfulness. It's almost like this is what they've been looking for. Perhaps you're shocking and blowing their minds because they're realizing that you're about the truth. And maybe they're not used to this. Okay? That you're an open book. That you're intelligent. They're falling in love with your intelligence. They're falling in love with your uprightness. your clarity. So for you, if there's something you need in the relationship, whether it's a commitment or whatever, you don't play games. You don't pretend. You may be assertive and say, maybe not tell them, hey, I want you to commit to me, but just you might say something like, well, I don't tend to stay long in relationships that don't commit. Okay, you made it very clear. Pile 4. So what I'm getting, pile 4, is that they're falling in love with you. That's what they're realizing about you. They're falling in love with your attention to detail. They're falling in love with your intuition. They're falling in love with your intelligence. They're falling in love with the way you're upfront and you're like, this is what I require. It's okay if you, and it's not like a pointed thing where you're telling them I demand from you. You're just saying I demand this to remain. That's me. But they're finding that they're falling in love with you, so they're realizing that they're gonna have to, put up or shut up or something like this. Next we have illusion, number 12. So, pile 4. They've realized that you let illusions go. You let illusions go. You don't hold on to that which isn't real. You may hang around for a bit, but then you go on to what is real, what is true. You move on to that. You move on to hang out with true relationships. Like if you have relationships at church with good, well-meaning people, that's where you're going to be. If you have a good, well-meaning relationship with people at the temple, that's where you're going to be. If you have good, well-meaning relationships with people at your work, that's where you're going to be. You don't tend to hang around with people who aren't real. Not for long. Not for long. They're also realizing that you are very enchanting. There's something about you that they find very magical. They you got this je ne sais quoi to you, like an unnameable quality that keeps them there, keeps them entranced. They like looking at you. They feel like there's something about you that, they feel drawn or attracted to you, to your light. At the same time, they're realizing that you're not going to stick around for long if you discover that something or someone is an illusion. You're not going to stick around for long, okay? So in that sense, it's almost like they kind of view your emotions as fake, almost. I mean this in a good way. Like they're realizing that, you may be around and getting to know them, asking questions, maybe go out on a date or interact. You're asking questions, you're learning to understand them, but it's not going to last for very long because you go where you're spiritually fed. You go where things are real, okay? You avoid illusions. Next, we have dilettante. Light attributes. The lights in the arts, without having to be a professional, alert you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Shadow attribute. Pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. So pile 4, they're realizing that you're not about fake people. Okay? You are not interested in superficial things, superficial people, or superficial situations. Okay? They're realizing that whatever it is you're saying about yourself, that's real. That's the truth. You're not pretending. It's not a put on. It's not fake. Not with you. And in fact, you run. It says alert you to the danger. You run away from those situations of people who are superficial, who are not wanting to go deep. Okay, it's pretension to much deeper knowledge. They're realizing you don't like this. Because you have deeper knowledge. You are deep. And so you're deep. So you don't hang out in the shallow end of the pool for very long. You go deep. That's what they're realizing about you. You keep it real. Okay, next we're getting the nomad. Freedom, adventure, and exploration. Yeah, you're temporary. That's what they're realizing about you. You are temporary. You're on the move. It's not necessarily that you're searching for something. It's just that you're exploring life. You're exploring yourself. You're exploring life. You're not going to be there for long. You're going to leave. Basically, that song, give me one reason to stay here and I'll turn my back around. See, your back is moving on. they're realizing they need to give you a reason to stay. They need to give you a reason to stay. You're not going to stay. There has to be a solid freaking reason, or you're not going to stay. A reason that aligns with truth. A reason that aligns with depth of character. That aligns with depth of purpose. That aligns with what makes sense. Because you're a woman. You're a thinking woman, right? You're an intelligent woman. You assess. Okay? No games here. We got number 20, awakened. Yeah, you're awakened. You're awakened. So pile 4. They can't pull the wool over your eyes. They can't play the games with you that they played with others. If they have played games with others, those games don't fly with you, pile 4. That's what they're realizing. Okay? And they either have to level up, play it on your level, or basically resign themselves to the fact that they can only have you temporarily and you're gone. It's temporary. You're patient. You're gonna see what's going on with them, what things are about, but you're not the type. They can already tell you're not the type here. You're not here to play games for life, okay, or to stick around with people who are not deep. This is what they're realizing about you: that you're very spiritual, that you live in the world of truth. You're transparent. You don't play games, and what you require is scary to them. You require commitment. You require them to stay. If they want to stay, you stay. But if they don't want to stay, you're gone. That's it. Like, I almost feel like the reason they have a problem with this is because they're falling in love with you, and they're feeling vulnerable, and they're realizing that they need to come clean or come correct, or else they need to kiss goodbye to the situation, kiss goodbye to you, and that's hard for them to deal with because they are falling in love with you. They're falling in love with a woman who demands truth, who has standards, who demands truth, who demands depth of character, who demands high morals. Okay? Who demands a commitment, not by nagging you, not by nagging, not by being bossy, just by truth, by what makes sense. It makes sense, you see. They can't fault you for that. Very interesting. Wow. And that's what I'm seeing the cards for you, pile 4. If you've enjoyed this message, please give it a like. If you have found this message to be resonant, then please drop me a comment in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. Take very good care of yourself, okay? And I'll catch up with you at the next one. Bye!